Okay, let's get started. This is section 3.4. So this is about exploratory data analysis. The exploratory data analysis is nothing but the way of expressing the data summary in terms of a picture. If you display the things in the picture, about the data summary, which is called the exploratory data analysis. So there are several ways of for the data exploratory analysis. But here we are going to look at one of them, which is called the box plot. Okay, so box plot is a picture that will give you, the summary of the data set. Okay, so before going to look at that, we have the five number summary. The five number summary means what? So if you look at the data set, we always find five things or five numbers, right? What are those? So if you look at these five things, so first you will rearrange the data set and find the lowest one. The next, the Q1, median means Q2, and Q3, right? These all three are quartiles of the data set. So we have discussed this in last class. Then find the highest value of the data set. So if you consider all five numbers, this is called the five number summary. Okay, so once you have five numbers from your data set, now we are going to draw a box plot. How do you draw a box plot? Follow these steps. A box plot is a graph of the data set obtained by drawing a horizontal line from Q1 to Q3. So you will just draw a horizontal line, okay, with Q1 and Q2. After plotting these two, Q1 and Q2, now draw two vertical lines through, Q1 and Q3. Draw two vertical lines through Q1 and Q3. Then you will get a rectangular box, right? Now in between that, you will find the one point, which is Q2, median. Then find the minimum value of the data set, plot somewhere here, and find the maximum of the data set, find somewhere here. So this is my minimum data value. This is my maximum data value. So if you join, the minimum and the maximum point with your rectangular box, now this picture is called a box plot. Okay, so these are just numbers, right? Five numbers or five values from your data set. Once you know all five numbers, and if you want, you could first draw the real line and mark first all 5 points on your real line. Then copy the picture. I will show you how to draw a box plot. Okay, so let's look at this example. The number of meteorites found in 10 states of the United States is given. Right, so you are given 10 data points. So you need to construct a box plot, right? First of all, we need to find a five number summary. So first find the five number summary. Okay, so how do you find? First, you need to rearrange the data set from the lowest to the highest. The smallest data value is 13, then 39. Then I see 47, then 48. Then I see 78. Don't forget here I have 89. Then the next smallest one is 138. Then 164. 215. And the last one is 296. So I need to have 10 data values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have rearranged all the data values. Now, last time I explained you, how to find, all quartiles by using the calculator. So I'm using the calculator to find all five numbers. Okay, so check your calculator. Go to stat. edit. So I'm going to enter all 10 values here. So 13, 39. So if you want, you could enter the data values without arranging. That's also okay. 138, 164, 215, and 296. Okay, so I have entered all 10 data values. Right, so I'm finding the summary of this data set. Go to stats, calc, do one var, just enter. Okay, so you got a bunch of things here. I need now the minimum. Yes, I got minimum 30. So I'm writing all minimum is 30. And I need to write down Q1, Q2, Q3. So let's look at Q1 is 47 and the median is 83.5 and 164. So 47, 83.5 and 164, right? Okay, so and the last one, the maximum is 296. So first you need to find like these all five numbers. Okay, so after finding all numbers, what you want to do, you have to draw a real line. Okay, so now plot all 5 points. You remember here, all five numbers are arranged in order in such a way that I have written here all the five numbers, right? Minimum is the smallest one, then Q1, Q2, Q3, and the maximum is the highest. Okay, so you will find 30 somewhere here. So roughly you could scale and or find out the points. Okay, so I'm taking this is my first minimum point. Then next to Q1, maybe 47 somewhere here. I don't know. So the gap is now 17, right? Then I need to find out Q2, 83.5, or will be somewhere here. Then I need to know okay, I think this space is not going to be enough for me. So let me extend my line. Okay, so 164 will be somewhere here. And the 296 will be somewhere. This is the gap is around 80. So it will be a little bit higher, right? It will be somewhere here. So now remember this is my minimum, this is my Q1, this is my minimum, this is my Q2, this is Q3, this is the max, right? Okay, so the method says that you need to draw first two vertical lines from Q1 and Q3. Q3, sorry. So draw two vertical lines through Q1 and Q3, then draw a box with those two lines. Then this is my minimum point, mark somewhere here. This is my maximum point, mark somewhere here, and take the ruler and join this point with the box. So the middle point is now going to be my Q2 median. And this is my box plot for this problem, okay? But anyway, so you could use the calculator if you want to draw box plots. So I believe I have included that, using calculator. Okay, so this is the box plot. So if you want, you can use the calculator. So I have already included the steps. First you need to enter in all the data values into L1 column. After that, you need to set the window like we did, when you draw a scatter diagram. So you need to set the window like there, right? Then after that, you need to go to the second and step plot and choose the correct plot. Then, enter, and you will find all the, all the lines in the graphs. Okay, so I will show you. So now you are going to enter all the data values in the calculator. I already have done that part. We have all the data values. Okay, good. So I'm going to set my window. Remember, my x-axis is basically the data values, and my y-axis is the height of your box plot. Okay. Now this is your y-axis, and this is my x-axis. So if you look at your x-axis, the minimum value is 30, and the maximum is 296. So therefore, you need to set the window in such a way. So I'm choosing my minimum value as 20, and the maximum x value is 296. Let me pick that as 300, and I'm keeping x scale to 10. If you want, you could make to 20. Okay, so I'm making 10. And the y minimum I'm keeping 0, and the max you could keep 1, because I don't have that much height for your box plot, right? So I'm keeping default value as 0 and 1. And the y scale you could keep 1, and the express leave it as a 1. So like that, first set the window, then come out of this. Now you need to go to second with the step plot, right? So I am going to draw from plot number 1, enter. Now I need to select the correct type. Okay, I'm going to draw a box plot. Box plot is number 4 option. Okay, so I'm choosing number 4. So they are asking X list. Yes, X list is your data values. Okay, so that is basically L1, so your data values. And the frequency list, you could keep your frequency list as 1. So clear that value and make it 1. Okay, that's it. Graph it. So you will get the box plot. So if you look at your box plot, there's no numbers, on the box. So if you want to look at the numbers for each point, you could touch this button, trace button, and you will find out, the data values corresponding to the given point. So suppose if you want to find the data value at this point, so simply, trace your button along that point, and you will get the maximum 296. And this is my Q3, right? 164. And this is my Q2, 83.5. Yes, I got that. And my Q1 is 47. Yes, that you I got. And the minimum value is 30. So if you want to use the calculator, first, enter all the data into L1 column. So enter all the data into L1 column. Then set the window. Then go to step plot. Okay. Then choose type 4 there. That is a box plot, right? Then graph it. Okay. So follow those steps. Good. So you got box plot. So after that, you can copy down this picture into your notebook, and find the values, and write down, label those values on your picture if you want to use the calculator. Or if you want to do manually, like I did here, and draw the picture manually, that's up to you. Okay. Okay. So now, once you have box plot, how can I explain about my the data distribution? So you could express or explain your data distribution by looking at the box plots. Okay. Remember, the median of the box plot is nothing but the middle line. So this is median of your data set, right? Median is basically will be inside of your rectangular box. So by looking at the box plot, you could note these points. What are those? If the median is very close to the center of the box, if your median line is very close to the middle of the center, that means what? That means your data points are distributed symmetrically. Okay, or the distribution is approximately symmetric. Okay, if the median falls to the left of the center of the box, Okay. So what does mean by that? That means if the median is falling, for example, right? Let me draw a picture like this for this case. For the first one, so the case is like that. So you are getting exactly, the midpoint as your median line. Okay. So if you see such a picture, this picture is called a symmetric picture, right? But what about this one? This one, the median line is now little bit, left side to the middle point of your box. So middle point will be somewhere here. But if you see your median line left to this point, that means, in another word, you have more space in the right side. Okay. So if you have more space in the right side than the left, then this is called, the distribution is positively skewed or skewed to the right. Okay. So we have discussed these things, right, about distribution. So if it is positively skewed, your distribution, your histogram, or your frequency distribution, maybe it has a heavy tail in the right side, right? So the length of the right side is more than that of left. So this is positively skewed. If you have if you have your box plot, the midline falls now right of the center, right? That means if you have median line somewhere here, okay, then if you have left side more space, then this kind of distribution is nothing but negatively skewed or skewed to the left. Okay, so if you have more space in the left, then skew to the left. So that means if you draw a picture for this piece, so you will have now, the right side is shorter, but the left side is, the heavier. Okay, if the median falls to the right of this. Okay, look at number 4. If the lines are above the same length, the distribution is approximately symmetric. Now they are talking about the lines outside of the box. Okay, suppose if you have a same length to outside line, that means what? That means the distance from minimum to the box and the maximum to the box are the same. Then you have the symmetric distribution. Okay, so these three pieces of information, right, describe about what? The outside lines of the box. Suppose if the right line is larger than the left line, if you have a picture like this, but now right side line is larger than the left side line, then this is positively skewed, right? This is positive skewed. This is symmetry. If the left line is larger than the right line, suppose if you have left line is larger than the right line, again, this is also going to be a negatively skewed, okay? So by looking at the picture now, we are able to describe about the skewness of the distribution, whether it is positive, negative, or symmetric. Okay, that's why the box plot is very very useful if we have the data sets given the raw data. So it's very easy to identify the skewness. Okay, let's look at example 2. The data shows the speeds in miles per hour of a sample of wooden roller coasters and the sample of steel roller coasters. Compare the distribution by using the box plots. Basically, you are given two different data sets. So now they're asking us to compare, the data distribution by looking at the box plots for each given data set. So I have included my answer here. So now let's look at whether this answer is correct. So you could use the calculator and find one by one. First, you could enter all the data values. So if you want, you could draw, of course, both of them in the same picture. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to draw more than one box plots in the same grid in the same display, right? Remember, you need to have now two set of data sets, right? So therefore, I'm going to enter. So I'm going to enter my first data set, that is the data set for the wood. So I'm going to enter all the data values into L1. Then the data set for steel, I'm going to enter into L2, right? So let's see whether we are getting this same picture. Okay, so I'm going to enter those values. Okay, so clear this and go to stats edit, and I'm going to clear L1 one more time. And let's enter all the wood data values, which is 50, 56, 60, 48, 35, 67, 72, and 68. So this is my first data set. Now I am going to enter the second data set, steel, which is in L2. So that is 55, 70, 48, 28, 100, 106, 102, and 120. So I have entered all the data values. Okay, now next step is to set the windows, right? So I need to set the window now. So if you look at both of them, you need to now check both, data sets, and the smallest value among those two is I see 28, right? So let me make that as 20. Okay. The highest data value among these two is what, 120. So let me make my the X max as 150 to cover all the data values here. Okay, then I'm keeping X scale as 10 and the Y minimum 0, max keep it as 1, the Y scale 1, and the X phase is 1. Okay, so now the key point is now you need to go for the step plot. Remember, I'm going to draw two plots in one grid, right? Therefore, you need to define two plots. My plot number one, so I'm entering there. That is about, I'm going to draw my first plot as a wood, right? So that is type number 4. Yes, already is in type number 4. Remember, my wood data values are in L1, so I'm keeping L1 and keep the frequency list as 1. Okay, so make it 1. Okay, that is fine. Okay, so now I need to go to plot 2, right? Sorry, I need to go to plot 2 now. So enter plot 2. Now in plot 2, again I'm going to draw my second picture. That is also box plot. Now I'm going to enter what? L2 for my second picture, right? So change that into L2. So second week 2. To keep the frequency as 1. Okay, so you need to do that also. That means what? Basically, I have defined now two plots, plot 1 and plot 2. That's it. So now come out of this window, then graph it. You see now, I got two pictures, right? One grid. So this is the way to draw more than one, the graphs in one display. Okay, so if you want to, you could check your data values. Let's check for the second picture. So my right side point, move the cursor, and look at the first that picture. My maximum for the first picture is 72. Yes, coming correctly. Look at my picture here. Yes, I'm getting 72 there. And you could compare all the values. Then next is 67.5. Yes, correct. 58, 49, and the minimum is 35. Yes, I'm getting 35 here. Okay, everything is coming perfectly. Now look at the second picture. Yes, the minimum value for the second box plot is 28. Yes, I'm getting 28 here. The next one is 51.5. Yes, 85. Yes, 104 and 120. Perfect. So this is the way to draw multiple pictures. Okay? So you need to practice those things and make sure that you are. Okay, so this is for TA84 plus calculator, and if we have, you could go to like a similar sort of, I think, the directions for TI83 as well. So now here I have included a couple of problems, and you could practice these things and let me know if you have any difficulties. Okay.